I got some sports talk coming for y'all today. Going to be talking about the NBA, specifically the Eastern Conference. The team that I believe that's going to come out the East and go to the championship is the Toronto Raptors. Yes, I said it. The Toronto Raptors. The Kawhi Leonard-less Toronto Raptors are going to come out the East. Not the Milwaukee Bucks. Not the Celtics. And not the Joel Embiid-led Philadelphia 76ers. It's going to be the Toronto Raptors. Well, three top teams in the Eastern Conference right now are like the Bucks, 76ers, and the Raptors. And yeah, also the Celtics, they're doing good right now as well. But the Toronto Raptors, even though they don't have Kawhi Leonard this season, Kawhi Leonard left for the LA Clippers after winning a championship with them. And this season, they're without him. But they're still a good team without him. They've won the top records in the East. And besides Kawhi Leonard, they still have many of the players that won the championship last season. They still have Pascal Siakam. He's a great young player who won the championship last season with Kawhi. He did his thing last season in the playoffs, and he got even better this season. He's their leading scorer. And they also have Van Fleet. He was on the squad last year for the Toronto Raptors who won the championship. He's balling out. He's a good point guard. They have a good big man known as Serge Ibaka. He's doing his thing. He's a good defender, good rebounder. He could put some points on the board. And I believe they have what it takes to come out the East. They can, their main competition are, like in the East, are the 76ers and the Bucks. The Bucks, they have Giannis. So Giannis is going crazy this season. Putting out like over 30 points per game. But the issue with Giannis and why I don't think the Bucks are going to go far with him is because he's a one-man team. And he's a very one-dimensional player. He scores most of his points off of driving to the hole. And he's big. He's like 7 feet. He's long. And he's not the type of player he's not like a shake and bake type of player. He's not going to cross you over. He doesn't have amazing ball handling skills. He doesn't have a lot of moves. He's just like a straightforward player who can get to the hoop. And the problem with Giannis is that in the playoffs, you just can't go to the hoop every second. In the playoffs, defense becomes more intense. You begin to see zone defense, team defense. It's more congruent during the postseason. They play a harder defense, and Giannis in the playoffs just can't go to the hoop every possession like he does during the regular season. That's been shown last playoffs. Last playoffs, Giannis did good, but the team defense that he went up against, they made sure he didn't get to the hole as much. And Giannis, he can't shoot. He's not a great shooter. He doesn't have a great mid-range game. He has time from time to time. He'll have games where he can shoot decently, but he's not a very consistent shooter. So in the playoffs, when they shut him down from going to the hoop every second, he has no other offensive weapon. And since he's the Bucks' only legit offensive threat, once they shut him down, the Bucks don't have anything. So how well are they really going to do in the playoffs? They'll get to the second round, maybe even the third round, but eventually teams are going to figure out Giannis because he's a one-trick pony. And he's not even a great free throw shooter. So let's say he gets fouled during a close game and the game is tied up, he misses his last couple of free throws. That sort of stuff can happen when a player like Giannis, who's not a great shooter, he's not a great free throw shooter. And since Giannis, he's not a shake and bake type of player, and his bodily movement, he's not very quick on his feet. He covers large ground, but he's not quick on his feet. So when players guard him, since he's long and he's not like a shake and bake type of player, he doesn't do spin moves and all that type of stuff normally. Since he's tall and long, his motions are easier to predict. It's easier to predict a player like Giannis, like if he's going to go left or going to go right. So that's one of the reasons why in the playoffs it's kind of an easier feat to defend Giannis. He's not going to cross you over. The only thing he could do is go left, go right. And that's easy to predict for defenders. So that's one of the reasons why, during the postseason, Giannis gets shut down and can't go to the hole every second. And those are some of the things that's going to hold the Bucks back. That's why I believe the Raptors have a chance to outshine the Bucks. In the playoffs, I'll take Pascal Siakam over Giannis. I believe Pascal Siakam's going to have a better postseason than Giannis this upcoming playoffs. Pascal, he's about 6'9". He can shake and bake. He can cross you over. He's not that one-dimensional player like Giannis, who can only get points from driving. Pascal, he can shoot the three. He can shoot the mid-range. He can cross you over. He can shimmy and shake. He's more quick on his feet than Giannis. His movements when he drives to the hole are less predictable than Giannis. Because he can shake and bake, he can get to the hole in more of a variety of ways than Giannis. Pascal Siakam, he has a better post game than Giannis. He can post you up, hit you up with some post moves and get to the hole like that. He's more of a multi-dimensional player than Giannis, a better free throw shooter and things of that nature. And even though he's not having as great of a regular season as Giannis, he can still outplay Giannis in the playoffs. And you guys know, there's a difference between regular season play and postseason play. There's some players who turn up in the regular season and turn down the playoffs. and there's players who are decent, during the regular season and turn up in the postseason. And Pascal Siakam, Van Fleet, Serge Ibaka, that's a good trio, man. They won the championship last year, and they're playing great right now. And since they won the championship last year, that has given them confidence. Kyrie Leonard led them. Kyrie Leonard showed them the ropes to win a championship. They have a newfound confidence due to them winning a championship. So all that from last playoffs is just going to build up to this current playoffs. Now, even though a lot of these players on the Raptors, they're young, they have that experience from the last playoffs being led by Kawhi. And that's going to give them that experience, that confidence from winning a championship last season is going to give them a leg up for this season. And Raptors can shoot the three too. They even have a leg up to me over the 76ers with Joel Embiid, and Sixers also have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, he can't shoot the three. He's a good playmaker, but he can't shoot the three. He's not a great mid-range shooter, not a great foul shot shooter. Joel Embiid isn't as consistent this season. He wasn't even all that great to last postseason. Last season, Joel Embiid had a better regular season than he did in postseason. I mean, he did his thing last postseason, but he could have played a little better. Last postseason, Joel Embiid was a little, even this last postseason, even this regular season, Joel Embiid, he seems a little offensively limited at times. He doesn't seem too aggressive at times. He'll put up like 23, 24 points or whatever, but he's not gonna blow you out of the sand with his scoring, because sometimes he's just offensively limited. Sometimes he just lacks the ability just to get to that next level offensively. But he'll put up like 23, 24 points per game, and if it comes down to it, and during the playoffs, the 76ers have to play the Raptors, it's not going to be looking good for 76ers. The Raptors could beat the 76ers because Serge Ibaka, he can handle Joel Embiid. Serge Ibaka is a good big man. Put Serge Ibaka on Embiid, and he can limit Embiid to like 22 points per game. I mean, there's been times where Embiid, he's been shut down by like Marc Gasol, and so Serge Ibaka could definitely handle Embiid. The Raptors can definitely handle Embiid, just like how they handled Embiid last playoffs. But I'm gonna try to give Embiid the benefit of the doubt, because he's young, he's hungry. But out of all the teams in the Eastern Conference, I believe the Raptors, they have the best shot. The Celtics have a shot too, but they don't have enough firepower. You know, they don't even have a star a superstar on their team who averages over like 23 points a game or whatever. So that's what holding the Celtics back. The Raptors have everything, man. They can shoot the three. They have Pascal Siakam, a multi-dimensional player. Serge Ibaka guarding the paint. Van Fleet doing his thing at the point guard. They can shoot the three. I mean, they have all the tools to come out the Eastern Conference. The Toronto Raptors.